Hi guys, welcome to this episode of Sustainable Stace. We're talking about how to make a quilt box or a hive attic to ensure that you have no extra or unwanted moisture in your beehive. Stay tuned, learn how.
I'm Stacey Taves. For me, healthy food and sustainability are totally connected. You can grow it yourself. Nature is generous.
Okay guys, welcome back. As you can see here, I've got some beehives. There's something in common with each of the hives that I've got established here, and that is that the topmost box, the one that's on the top here, is not got bees in it. It's actually got a tight bottom of fabric, and on top of that tight fabric is sawdust, so that the moisture that comes up in the hive goes through the sawdust, and the sawdust being there prevents any condensation coming down from the ceiling and dripping onto the bees down below. Before I knew about that, I had a lot of mold, a lot of disease, and I lost all my hives. Had a problem with sickness all the time. With a quilt box or an attic box, whatever you want to call it, it saved their lives. So I just want to show you how to do it. And you'll notice there's one thing different. This little hive that's stacked up here is a swarm that I just caught yesterday. And so the quilt box I've built today is meant to go on top of these little beauties. I'm going to just show you what it looks like now.
So like I was saying this week, guys, I had this swarm. So here's just a little shot of me clipping the swarm of bees that had come from one of my hives just a few meters away. They'd landed on one of my thornless blackberry bushes. You can see my ecstasy on my face as I have about 5,000 bees in my hand, and somewhere in the middle of that beautiful little swarm is the queen. Isn't that awesome? Right on. And my neighbor was looking on and coaching me because he's a retired professional beekeeper. So now you can see that I'm just slowly laying the whole swarm into a new box, and there's on purpose a few frames missing from the center of the box that I can just slowly lay the whole branch full of the swarm inside the box so that they can just gently get inside there. So once I had the swarm inside the box, I just dusted off the ones that were sticking to my hand, definitely not the queen in that cluster. And then just because I didn't have an extra outside cover, I just popped a piece of plywood on, did my happy dance, and yeah, that was the swarm captured. A beautiful thing. High five the neighbor.
It doesn't look very fancy, does it? It's just a shallow or a datent box, kind of an old one that I've retired, and I've just turned it into a quilt box. So follow me. Come on into my shop. I'll just show you how I put this little fella together, and then we'll come back out here and we'll put it on the swarm that we've just put in a box there. Here we go. So I've just taken an old shallow box here. When you just take a rough measurement, you don't have to be precise because you're not trying to put pieces of wood all the way in. You can see here that this is, about 45 centimeters long, 18 inches. So I've cut two pieces of wood that'll easily fit in there, and one for each side. And then when you look at this side of the box, it's about 37 centimeters, almost 15 inches. So I've cut pieces that fit this side of the box. So that's really simple, right? Just 4 pieces of wood. Then I've taken a piece of material, and this material is designed, it's from a coffee sack. You could use a potato sack. It's designed to be just a little bit bigger than the bottom of the box. So it's going to go inside and the edges are going to fold up. It's going to allow the moisture to come up, but it's going to ensure that it's going to hold sawdust on it. So sawdust will be sitting on this, and that'll prevent the moisture from going back down. So now we're just going to put it in place with a piece of wood around each side and just nail it in. So we'll just do that now. So all I've done is I've just taken the pieces of wood and positioned them around the perimeter of the interior of the box. And I'm trying to make sure that the coffee sack's pulled tight. So you start by going in one direction on each side. I'm just using an automatic nailer, and I'm ensuring that the nails that I'm using are less long than the cleat I'm nailing inside plus the wood, so it's not going to poke out of the box. 3 down the side, that's nice and tight. Do it down this side. 4 down there. Now I just want to make sure this is nice and tight, because you don't want the bottom of the box to sag when you fill it with sawdust. It's feeling really good. So now we're just going to do the other sides. And this side. Okay, so now you can see, guys, that I've completed it. You can see right through it. There's a light. You can see my hand there. but it's got an underside that's nice and tight. So now I'm able to take the sawdust that I've got here. The more coarse your shavings are, the better. You just put those right inside. If you think that you've got some shavings that are a bit too fine, it's really important then that you shake the box before you put it on the hive so that you're not getting a whole bunch of dusty sawdust messiness down into the hive. Give it a good shake, and then just put that on as your topmost box and put your outer cover on, and you've just created a quilt box. Voila. Now that we've completed building the quilt box or the attic cover, this little beauty of a swarm that I've put inside this box is going to get the ventilation it needs. All I'm going to do is take off the outer cover, put on the new quilt box, and we're golden. So we'll just try to keep everybody happy here. Do it at a nice warm time of day when it's the least disruptive to everybody. There's the brand new little quilt box going on. Just set it down nice and gentle, no one's disturbed. And we got moisture control. Truly a beautiful thing. Okay, you guys saw how easy that was, hey? It isn't just a Sustainable Stace that can do something like that. Anybody can stace that. Building a quilt box or a hive attic, control the moisture, it's a beautiful thing. That's a wrap on this simple tutorial on how to. I hope that you found it helpful, and healthy. Yay! If you've been watching this on YouTube, I just want to ask you down here in your bottom right to subscribe so you get a regular email on your email box, and that'll let you know that we got another resource that's ready to go for you. Hope you enjoy. Until next time, thanks a lot.